gonna like this pedal, dudes.
Pedal time with Kevin. Pedal time with Kev. Pedal time with Kevin.
This pedal sucks, dudes.
Pedal time with Kevin. Pedal time with Kev. Pedal time with Kevin.
Hey, what up? Welcome to Pedal Time with Kevin for a special episode. Yep. I don't know if you see that okay. It's the Boss NS-2. Today's episode, I'm going to talk about the Boss NS-2 and how to set this thing up. This is a pedal I wish I had many years ago. I used to play songs and it'd be like, I'd play the riff and then I'd have to click on the channel selector really quick or turn my volume down so we wouldn't hear the noise. You know what I mean? Sorry, let me turn the amp on here real quick. And that was awful. So then I here's my normal sound. Listen. Here's my normal dirty sound. Do you hear that noise? So if I say I'm playing a riff like Walpurgis or whatever, it's like and then there's this noise, and then you have to sing over that noise. Or say you're playing one of those Metallica songs, and it's like, what's one of those ones they do, like, something like that. Then there's that noise. So finally, Teddy told me how to plug this thing in, my old buddy Teddy. And look, now, if I play, I can still run around and not hear that noise, right? So the thing that I never knew was that you have to plug this thing into the effects loop so that it comes past after the preamp, after the distortion in the amp. If you're using distortion in your amp, you're going to need to put this thing in the effects loop. Now you could just plug it in, plug your guitar into the input, and then from the output out into the amp, and that will work if you want it in the front of the amp. So if you're using distortion pedals to get your distortion, that will work. And if you are getting your distortion from the amp, then you plug this into the back of the amp and this into the back of the amp into the send and return, and that's how it will work. And I never really knew that, and so I always, for probably 10-15 years at least, was playing with a lot of noise, and I would always have to learn how to deal with that. Although that probably was a more pure tone. I like to find these, and sometimes I have a modded version. I'm looking at a few of these on different pedal boards I have. But the main point is, especially for you metal guys where you're trying to play riffs and you need it to chop off, that's the key, is putting this in the effects loop. Now, there's a special kind of X connection that we learned that really makes it work. Okay, so what you got to do with this pedal here is you got to plug the input is where your guitar, you could plug your guitar into this. Where it says send, you have to plug that into your amp. Where it says return, you have to plug the return into the send. And here on the top left, that's where you go with the return. So it's completely backwards and is really weird. But if you do it that way, the pedal will work in a fashion to where it will give you a gate on before the preamp and after the preamp. So if you are using overdrives, it would clean up the noise at the end of all of those pedals. And if you're using the distortion in your amp, it would do both at the same time. So that's a real tricky X connection that's used for that NS-2. Maybe I'll try and print out a little, or I'll make a picture so you can see where everything should go with that. The other side of it is the threshold is how much of it is used. Turn the decay knob all the way down, and instead of reduction or mute, you want reduction for noise reduction. So the threshold knob, what's really great about the threshold knob is if it's turned all the way down, we'll hear the noise. If we turn it up, we wait till that noise disappears, and then this way, it's not going to choke too much of the tone when you're playing. So now if you're slapback of things in the room. But you get the idea. Really good for that metal stuff and for it just to stay quiet. So it's the same thing when I'm playing lead. When I'm playing lead and stuff like that, I usually will have to leave it on because I don't want that noise when I'm playing lead. When I'm recording, it's okay to have that noise because that noise is still kind of in the notes anyway. And the only thing that kind of is bad is when you're playing, if it's too much on there, it ends up, you can kind of hear it eat your note a little bit. So sometimes I make sure I can just turn it off for my clean tone if I don't want it on the clean tone. Thank you. That was Pedal Time with Kevin, I believe episode 5, the Boss NS-2. Please consider subscribing and check out my online guitar course and come see one of my bands and listen to one of my songs and buy one of my books and stuff. Thank you. Love you. Bye.
Pedal time with Kevin. Pedal time with Kevin. Pedal time with Kevin.
Hello, I am Kevin M. Buck, and I'd like to invite you to my online guitar course at usaguitarlessons.com. I've been playing guitar for 36 years. I've been teaching for 30 years here in Chicagoland. Whether it's blues, jazz, classical, country, rock, heavy metal, this course is for everybody, beginners as well as super advanced players. I'm giving away all the information you need. If you go to usaguitarlessons.com, click on KMB Online Guitar Academy, and here you will find my course. There's information about the course and all these different modules set up a lot like a college course would be. And here are all the chords you would need to learn. Here's all the scales you would need to learn in order. Arpeggios, licks, techniques, tricks, all kinds of stuff. New materials added all the time. Let's check out one of these modules, for instance. Say you wanted to learn arpeggios, and we go to the diatonic 7th arpeggios, and we click on that, and what you get here is you get a video. And so I explain it, I play the examples for you slowly as well as fast. They're all examples of things you can use. It's not just a tab of the things you should learn that you'll find in most places and books. Although there is a PDF for you to learn. Feel free to learn on your phone, or you could print this out if you want. And I also have explanations in text and words for you. Feel free to cancel anytime. You could learn on your phone, and it's only $9.99 a month, $79.99 a year. usaguitarlessons.com. Check it out.